This question asks, if the below statement is true, then which other statement must also be true? And what we know about conditional statements, if P then Q, is that if I take the contrapositive, that is, if I flip it around and put nots in front of it, if not Q then not P, then I know that that's always true. So I'm going to go through this statement, and I'm going to figure out what P and Q are. Then I'm going to go through the other four statements and figure out which one is if not Q then not P, and therefore is the contrapositive, and therefore must be true. So my statement reads, if a number has factors besides itself and 1, so that's the if P part, then it is not a prime number. That's the then Q part. So now let's go through the four different possibilities and see if we can find the contrapositive. The first statement says, if a number is prime, and that is if not Q. Now let's take a second and talk about double negatives, because my original statement says, then it is not a prime number. And if I put a not in there, then it is not a prime number, or it is a number that is not prime. And that's not the way we speak in English. We don't say double negatives. Instead, we turn double negatives into a positive, just like -1 times -1 is +1. So this statement, if a number is prime, that is if not Q, because the Q statement is the number is not prime. So we started out okay, if not Q, then it has factors besides itself and 1. Well, that's the same P statement as it was above, so that is not our contrapositive. A good start, if not Q, but then it's not, then not P, it's just then P. So that is not my contrapositive. The next statement says, if a number is not prime, well, that's the same thing as Q, if Q. And I'm looking for if not Q, so I know that this can't be my contrapositive. This one is if Q, then P. That's not my contrapositive. The next statement I'll look at is D. If a number is not prime, again, that's my Q, if a number is not prime. So if Q, then not P, again, not my contrapositive. But let's look at C. If a number is prime, or if a number is not prime, but getting rid of the double negative, if a number is prime, that's if not Q, then it does not have factors besides itself and 1. That is not P. So that is my contrapositive, therefore that is my answer, C.